All right, so today's video, I want to talk about the rates on the DJI FPV drone. Now, for a beginner coming from a Mavic or some other GPS drone, this is a whole new level of tunability. And while there's tons of guides on how to use rates, what they are and what they do specifically, there really isn't anything specific to the DJI drone. So today, I'm going to show you my rates, how to tune it safely so you don't destroy your drone on the first go, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding on what this does. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, so hopefully you can hear this okay without getting a tremendous amount of wind noise. I did go ahead and put a foamy on the GoPro, so hopefully that'll cut some of the wind noise out. I'm going to try to stand in a position that will keep the wind from blowing everywhere. Okay, so I want to talk about the rates on the DJI drone because maybe this has been explained, maybe it hasn't. I know if you watch FPV videos, they're going to talk about the rates, but not specifically for this. So what is a rate? Well, a rate is going to be what happens between the RC and the drone, how fast this drone is going to essentially spin. So let's take for instance my roll. If I have my roll set to 800 degrees, it's going to spin at 800 degrees per second to complete that rotation. Now that doesn't mean if I touch my stick input that the drone's necessarily going to spin immediately at 800 degrees. That just means at the furthest stick end, this will actually rotate to its full degrees set. Now, for some people, they like slower rates, and slower rates could translate into better, more cinematic flight if you're into that. But for me, I want my drone to be reactive, yet smooth all in the same. So I've set my rates accordingly to what I like, but it's really important that you set this to what you're comfortable with. And I'll wait until this wind freaking blow. Holy crap, this wind is bad. It's blowing pretty hard out here, So it's always important to set the rates to what you're comfortable with. The biggest thing is, like, we see this in FPV all the time. Everybody's like, these rates are amazing, this is amazing, but rates are like underwear. They fit great for that specific person, but they may not fit well for absolutely everybody. All right, so I'm gonna go into my configuration. Now, to be able to tune your rates on this, you're gonna go into the goggles, go down until you see control. When you're in control, click on remote controller, and you're gonna see there's this area up at the top. It says stick mode. You're gonna go just to the right of that. You're gonna go to gain and expo. Now for center stick sensitivity, I have mine set to 160. For my max rate, that's the velocity it's going to spin, I have it set at 800, and my expo is 55. So we understand that the rate is the degrees that the drone is spinning, but what exactly is the expo and center sensitivity? So the center stick is how sensitive your drone is going to be to movements like this. And the expo will further tune out any sort of micro jitters that you may have from the center stick sensitivity. So expo and center stick sensitivity on this drone are going to sort of be tied together. And if you're somebody who's not super smooth, that you have a lot of little nervous jitters, you may want to have a little bit higher expo or a little bit more or less center stick sensitivity. So my center stick sensitivity is set to 160 and my expo is set to 55. Now center stick sensitivity is 160 all the way down and expo is set to 55 all the way down on my drone. The only difference on any of my configurations is the yaw. I have my yaw set to 760. That's just what I'm comfortable with and what I found works best for me. So the easiest way to tune this is once you get comfortable with the rates that you are using, is to take it up and just do a test hover. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do a test hover with this just to see how it actually interacts with the changes I've made. So there we go, we're recording. And I'm just gonna double tap. Switch over to manual. So I am in full acro on this, by the way, I just want to point that out. So now I'm gonna go just bring it up. And what I'm gonna do is just sort of hover for a second, and it's pretty windy. So I'm gonna hover and I'm just gonna do some sharp movements left, right, and just really feel how the sticks are interacting with my inputs. Once I feel that the stick is going to do what I want it to do, you just start flying a little bit. And you can see it's able to hit the roll nice and smooth. And we'll try to come through here. Whoa, that almost clipped that tree. And this feels really comfortable. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm learning too, just as a sort of a tip here with this drone. If you don't come all the way down on the throttle, like when you're coming out of a dives, it does tend to respond to the inputs a little bit better. So just a tip if you're having an issue with this not performing the way you want it to. Came through there a little weird, getting a little bit of digital breakup, but overall I'm liking this stick because I can move what I figure is, at least to me, a little bit more, I don't know, agile. Whoa, ejecto-cito on that one. I think it's the first time I'm attempting a power loop on this. I'm gonna take it to the moon. I took it to the moon. I don't trust myself with that. I really don't trust myself. I mean, as soon as they give us some presets and get a little bit more of a tune-in situation adjusted here, I think that this will be pretty good for the most part. I mean, it is simplistic enough for a novice or beginner to sit here and get a pretty reasonable flight in here. I mean, is this really meant for freestyle? Oh, hell no. Can you? Absolutely. I mean, and it's windy and I'm really dancing through this pretty good, actually. The weight's absolutely oh, see, I fucked up, but I caught myself. That was actually pretty cool. I don't know if you saw that. It just flipped me out of I just flipped myself out of whatever it was. I hit the pause button. That was crazy. I came out of that flip and I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it. I just hit the pause button. That was unexpectedly cool. So now I'm just coming back to myself. So I'm gonna land it. Some reason I can't take off, or I can't take off and then switch to manual. So I'm gonna land it here. I think that it's flying pretty good with my rates, so I'm gonna switch back to manual. I also had a hell of an up tilt. I'm at 26 degrees, so I'm gonna slow myself down. Ooh, moss. All right. So we're really battling the winds. Soft targets. Wind is so bad lately. Gosh, it's miserable. You know, I really don't do many flips with this. Oh, there it is. It does some flips. And you can see it's just really quick maneuvers. Now, obviously, this is more for the person that's not really a beginner, more of a novice, is gonna want to do stuff like that. Do I advise doing that with this drone? Hell no. Are you gonna break this drone if you crash it? Absolutely. Do I give a shit? Nope. That lady doesn't know what I'm doing. Catches itself. Really struggling with the winds right now. Is there somebody walking on the field? Nope. One cool thing is, man, you can see everything with this. Absolutely everything. I mean, it is insane how good the visuals are. Visually, this is amazing. Oh, almost ate it. I almost ate it. That was a good save. I literally thought that was going face first into the ground. Again, you have an oh shit button. It's basically like the equivalent of playing in liftoff. Now, I do hear somebody walking up behind me, it sounds like. No, it's a squirrel. Woo! That was nasty. I'm really beating the shit out of this battery. We got 29% left. All right. I think we explained rates. And I just paused it. Now I'm bringing it in. Can I land this like super fast in my hand? Would that be inappropriate? I mean, this thing chops you, you're getting fucked up. I don't really advise landing this in your hand. This thing will tear you apart. You'd need plastic surgery by the time that's done. Alrighty, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this is insightful for you if you are looking to make adjustments or tune your quad to whatever way you want. You know, best thing I can say is, you know, start with some of these presets. Like I said, mine are a little bit more twitchy because, as you can see, I do like to freestyle things, even though you necessarily can't do it with this drone. But I do like it to be as reactive as it possibly can be. I just don't like a sluggish feel, and anything I can do to enhance the feel of the drone, the overall stick feel, to be what I'm used to, I'm going to do. And mind you, this whole time I was flying, I forgot to shut this off, and it's probably perfectly fine. That's one cool thing, is you can leave this on for a long period of time and not really have anything to worry about. Air units, they will overheat in a heartbeat. VTXs will overheat in a heartbeat, but this has active cooling, so it's sort of interesting. Maybe I should make an active cooling FPV rig. Alrighty, that's gonna do it. Stay original.